right here. Just gonna slide it right here. Tammy's piece.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance is Mr. Chance Russell.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's
Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, Mr. Christopher Lorette will direct our chamber choir as they perform a choral arrangement, This Is the Moment.
This is the moment, this is the day, this is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment. This moment, I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming becomes one. This is the day, just see sunshine, when all I live for becomes mine. This is the moment. See all my stars align. This is the moment, my final test, my test. Destiny beckon, I never reckon second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment.
Welcome members of the School Board of Directors, Superintendent Mr. Alan Johnson, fellow administrators, faculty, staff, parents, honored guests, relatives, and members of the Woodland Hills High School graduating class of 2017. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 commencement exercises of the Woodland Hills High School. Thank you. The Woodland Hills Junior Senior High School has just closed another memorable year, to say the least. Our 30th year of pride. This year we learned that we are a true reflection of the world around us, for better or for worse. Our students leave this building well equipped to forge the path of success in life, if they so choose. Change takes time, and as you know, this year was our second year as the Woodland Hills Junior Senior High School. We are still developing a desired culture and climate of high achievement and high expectations for all of our students. The leaders and true Wolverines in this senior class continue to model the behavior and values that our staff expects from them. Through all this change and development, so many of our seniors continue to showcase their many talents in the classrooms, workshops, and in science labs. Also on the athletic fields, courts, stages, and ranges. Our staff, which I find to be a body of exemplary educators that could teach and affect positive change almost anywhere, pushes our students by offering a challenging curriculum and a robust extracurricular environment. They also push our students to have and to follow their dreams and aspirations. I thank them for their continued devotion to our students and ultimately to our communities. Seniors, a few of those who have helped you during your last 4 years of high school are also graduating this evening. Along with the class of 2017, I would like to thank Mr. Crone, Ms. Fisher, Ms. Fratangelo, Ms. Marks, Mr. Novak, Ms. Purcell, and Ms. Wertz, all of whom are retiring after this year. We wish them the best. To the graduating class of 2017, it is no secret that I may have learned the biggest lesson of all of us this year. But my journey doesn't stop with this lesson, and nor does your journey stop from what you learned here at Woodland Hills High School. Most of you know that I'm a proud alumni of Woodland Hills, just like all you now. Please join me and my staff in our vested interest in this place for the next 30 years. Work tirelessly to ensure that the negative connotations are diminished and that the positives are what is echoed through our hills and valleys of our community. I will leave you with something that someone recently said to me. They said, you know, my favorite animal is the turtle. The reason is that in order for the turtle to move forward, he has to stick his neck out. There are going to be times in your life when you're going to have to stick your neck out. There are going to be challenges, and instead of hiding in one shell, you're going to have to go and meet those challenges. So remember, graduates, the past is behind you, so learn from it. The future is ahead of you, so prepare for it. The present is today, so live for it. I thank you for your memories. I congratulate you on your accomplishments, and I wish you all the very best in your future. It's a great day to be a Wolverine. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call to the stage Miss Adeline Maciosi, Senior Class President.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to start by thanking you all for being here today to make this a very special event for all of us graduates. This past fall, I was fortunate enough to help organize the homecoming pep rally. As usual, I was stressing out over nothing and worrying about getting all of the fall sports teams to run out on time into the gym. But after everyone of the fall sports had made their way in, there wasn't much else for me to do, so I peeked into the new gym filled with hundreds of students and dozens of staff. Everyone was cheering and singing, and you could feel the excitement and anticipation exploding. The entire time I watched with the biggest smile on my face, and I thought about how truly awesome it was to be a Woodland Hills Wolverine. So much pride swelled within me as everyone from the youngest freshman to the oldest faculty member sang and cheered together. I had no idea how to communicate this feeling to anyone around me, so I just stood there. It was tangible and memorable, and I wanted to bottle it and save it forever. Now, about 8 months later, I'm standing on this stage counting down the minutes until I can get out of here. For those of you who don't know me, I am the type of person who writes a speech 5 different times and forces 5 different people to proofread each one. However, after writing 5 mainstream graduation speeches littered with quotes and cliches, I decided, instead of standing here and giving you inspirational advice as though I have a right to do so, I'm going to try and mix it up. Today, we are graduating from Woodland Hills, but as many people here know, once a Wolverine, always a Wolverine. The best way to commemorate this event, in my opinion, is to talk about how the class of 2017 shows everyone what it truly means to be a Wolverine and what it takes, regardless of what others may have to say about it. To begin, it is no secret that Wolverines are successful athletes. So many of our students show off their pride with their sports, such as Greta Brooks with track and bowling, Ellis Cannon with swimming, Aaliyah Atkinson with rifle, and Saeed Holt with football. Wolverines are also fantastic artists and express their creativity, like Raven Smith, Melvin Beasley, Haley Gahn, and Kobe Sanders. Sorry, maybe I should pause. Wolverines are also known for their fantastic performing arts and musical talents. Students like Anaya Bentley King, Austin Yasovsky, and Stephen Harris prove this during performing arts productions, marching band, and of course, our spring musicals. Wolverines are also positive, friendly, and upbeat, like Niana Harris, Jasmine Harrington, and Rebecca Renner. I have never seen them without an infectious smile on their face that instantly puts me in a great mood. Wolverines are also known for their intelligence and academic excellence. Students like Alex Havrilla, Montana Farida, Lamar Russ, and Caitlin Ettinger exhibit these qualities with gifted classes and multiple AP courses. Whenever you're confused about something in class, they are always ready to help you understand. Wolverines are also giving and considerate. They volunteer both in school and in the community and are always friendly. Students that embody these qualities include Ali Moroskowski, sorry if I butchered that name, Richard Harris, and Olivia Sistick. Wolverines are funny too. If you need a good laugh or want some cheering up, you can always count on people like Madeline Hoban, Jaquay Thomas, Owen Boyle, and Leah Licio. They will certainly bring you tears of joy. Lastly, Wolverines are leaders. My fellow class officers, Tessa Douglas, Bobby Carr, Sophia McCullough, and Kobe Kiles spent their entire senior year dedicated to their classmates and showed me what it really takes to be a great leader and a great person. I wish I could stand here and tell you how every person sitting in front of me has their own way of showing their Wolverine spirit, but the speech is really meant to be short and sweet. So, seniors, I know that 10 years from now, when you get a message from me about our reunion on whatever social media site is popular in 2027, you're going to sigh and ask, oh, why me? However, I know that I will always remember the feeling of pride and joy from that homecoming pep rally. And before we all leave here today, I encourage you to think of one happy memory from our past 4 years together, so that 10 years from now, you can smile at that message and think of one reason to miss high school, and maybe even come to the reunion. So, to the phenomenal class of 2017, thank you for teaching me how to be a motivated student, a supportive friend, and a passionate Woodland Hills Wolverine. Congratulations. I'll see you in 2027. Thank you.
Thank you, Adeline. Next to the podium, Mr. Alex Havrilla, National Honor Society President.
Good evening, all. Before I start my written speech, there's a short matter of business I have to tend to. So, when I took chemistry, I made this pact with a bunch of other lab mates that should we ever get the opportunity to give the graduation speech, we would have to make mention of what I think is probably the best classroom mascot you've ever heard of, Propane Dog. So, after mentioning that, I can go ahead and begin with my speech. So, thank you for indulging me. Speaking from past experience, I know how these things can drag on. So I'll begin with a promise that this will be done in the next 3 or 4 minutes. What does it mean to be moral? It's not easy to answer this, because morality is probably the most subjective thing in the world. But for the sake of this speech, consider the following outline. The moral person has a system of beliefs that can reasonably explain and live by. On the contrary, the immoral person has a system of beliefs that are contradictory, causing them to frequently break from their own values. I know we can all think of many a time when we've broken promises to ourselves or to others that we wish we hadn't have. Or times when we rationalized a decision we made that deep down we knew was wrong. We've all done it, so don't feel too bad, it's just human. While it's impossible to avoid this immorality, there's no reason we can't struggle against it. And this is where the extreme importance of education comes into play. This is because I believe education is the process we use to fight against immorality. The more we learn, the better we are able to develop the reasoning supporting beliefs and principles forming our guidelines. Simply put, the best way to form a solid belief system is through education, or at least I believe so, and it's how I plan on continuously proving that moral guideline. This includes the formal education we receive in classrooms in subjects ranging from history to the sciences. Personally, I know that in calculus, I awakened my extreme love for mathematics and in a more abstract way, logical reasoning. But in English, we also learned about the importance and power of raw human emotion, as we read stories such as To Kill a Mockingbird and Hamlet, things we're all familiar with. Also of importance is the informal education I received outside their traditional classroom. These experiences included talking every day with my peers, teachers, and participating in the many extracurriculars Woodland Hills, of course, has to offer. As many of you would agree, I'm sure, talking to Mike McAllister in particular proved time and time again to be provoking. Thanks to marching band, swim team, and tennis team, I now more deeply value the importance of relationships, the balance between being a follower and a leader, and so much more. Without a doubt, I can say that I have changed enormously for the better. But our education is by no means over. This is a process that is going to continue over the course of our lifetimes. The longer we live, the more we will be able to experience, learn, and thus become increasingly moral people. I believe this is so very important because a person's morality and happiness are closely intertwined. A person who struggles for morality, I believe, will feel happiness and enjoyment for the rest of their life. So, if I were to give one humble piece of advice to everyone listening, it would be this. Recognize the potential that every moment of your life has to teach you something and to improve you as a moral and principled human being. Thank you for your time, and thank you, Woodland Hills, for making us into the great graduates we are today. Oh, sorry, one more thing. At this time, I would like to thank and ask Mr. Murray to the podium. Mr. Murray, on behalf of the class of 2017, we present you with the class chain.
Thank you, sir. All right. You got it. At this time, I'd like to call to the podium our superintendent, Mr. Alan Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. Murray, Mrs. Reese, members of the Board of School Directors, fellow administrators, distinguished faculty, honored guests, and students of the Woodland Hills High School graduating class 2017. I wish first of all to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this wonderful evening with you and for providing me with the chance to share a few of my reflections on this special occasion. I know the sense of excitement, pride, and accomplishment that comes with this evening, an evening for which you have labored so long and so hard. I hope you will take at least a moment over the next few days to stop and reflect on your achievement. By graduating from high school, you have reached a level of education that is still beyond what most of the people in the world could ever hope to accomplish, and a level that sadly many of your young fellow Americans won't ever reach. And speaking of education, do you know that the classes you took and the things that you studied only account for about half of what you learned in the past 4 years? What else is there to school besides class? Well, there's probably a lot more than you realize. For it was here in this great place we call Woodland Hills High School that you learned how to be an adult. It was here that you learned about individual responsibility. It was here that you learned how to step outside yourself and how to then see things from another person's perspective. In doing so, you learned that other people may hold values and beliefs that are different from yours. And most importantly, you learned how to accept that fact and then respect the diversity of views and opinions that make ours a great nation. As Alex just said, it was in high school that you took your first real steps in learning about relationships. This year, your class also learned what it was like to be in the spotlight. You had to hear things said about this school, your school, that were oftentimes incomplete and more than a few times were simply untrue. And what has amazed me about all of you, and I mean this sincerely, is the way you responded to this adversity. When you could have been excused for sinking into despair, you instead responded with class, with dignity, and with wisdom that is way beyond your young years. When some would have written off the year, you instead and went on to new heights. You once again were state champions in rifle. It's becoming a habit. You went to the playoffs in football again. And in basketball, you were there for the first time in some years. The baseball team is emerging rapidly, and there's someone there. That's a group to watch out for next year. You have one of the smallest graduating classes in recent Woodland Hills history, and yet your class earned over $5 million in scholarship monies, and that is a new record for this high school. And finally, you produced a musical and I probably shouldn't say this because there are past graduates here, but you produced a musical that, in my opinion, is probably the best I've seen in my time here at Woodland Hills. In short, you succeeded once again, as so many classes before you have done, in demonstrating to the world that they just don't know this school. They don't know what it means to be a Woodland Hills Wolverine. For that, I can only say thank you. You showed us all what people can do when faced with adversity. It's a lesson I won't ever forget, and it's one that will serve you all well as you leave here tonight and embark upon the rest of your life. In closing, I wish to thank you, the students of this graduating class, for helping to make this a special year at Woodland Hills. You are typical, though, of the quality of young adults that graduate from this high school each year, and that bodes well for the future of this school. It's my hope that all of you, as you make your way through the adventure of your life, will remember and return to your roots, and you will all remain Wolverines for life. I do wish you all a lifetime of happiness, prosperity, peace, and above all, continued learning. Thank you again, and congratulations, class of 2017.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. At this time, I will call Ms. Keeler, and then Ms. Nagy follows her, to talk about the class of 2017 accomplishments. Ms. Keeler.
Good evening. Tonight we are here to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2017. This class has worked hard to get where they are tonight, and I'm here to highlight some of their academic achievements and to give a few examples of where they are planning to go next. 46% of our students in this class are going to attend a four-year university. 38% plan to attend a two-year college or university, which totals 84% of the graduating class that will continue on with their education. 3% of our students have committed to serve our country in a branch of the armed services, and 13% plan to continue in the workforce. The members of the class of 2017 who took the SAT increased the school's critical reading score by 9 points from previous years, and their math scores by 14 points, an incredible achievement. In total, the class of 2017 applied to over 600 colleges and universities, and were accepted into over 400 of them. Congratulations to our seniors on all of your accomplishments this year. I want to wish you all the best of luck in your future plans, and I will now invite Mrs. Nagy to the podium to highlight some of your extracurricular achievements.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to celebrate the many accomplishments of the class of 2017. Academically, we have traveled far and wide to demonstrate our intellectual prowess, including Science Olympiad, Envirothon, mock trial, and many others. As you've heard Ms. Keeler detail our rewards for being such an academically focused institution, we were proud to learn of our 4th consecutive Bronze Award recognized in U.S. News & World Report. Athletically, we know we're second to none. The rifle team was once again section champs, WPIAL runners-up, and state champions for the 4th consecutive season. The girls' bowling team won sectionals and went on to regionals, where they placed 7th. Several swimmers qualified for the WPIAL championships. The boys, however, shattered several records throughout the year, with one swimmer moving on to the PIAA championship at Bucknell University. This year's cross-country team had 4 runners qualify for the WPIAL event at Coopers Lake. Although conditions were blustery and muddy, participants finished strong, some with personal bests. The indoor track team traveled through the frigid cold to Edinburgh University for their indoor track meets this year. Although this year was more of a year of rebuilding for a young team, a few athletes qualified and placed respectfully at the Pennsylvania Tri-State Finals. The boys' basketball team had an incredible season. Highlights include several players setting and breaking records in scoring, assists, and block shots. Their season performance entitled them to compete in the first round of the PIAA State Championship. Their success this past season makes the 2017 boys team the 3rd most successful in Woodland Hills history. This year's girls volleyball team, after years of struggle, came away with more wins than they've had in 15 years. The wrestling team had several setbacks this year, but one outstanding senior finished in the top 4 in 2 tournaments this season. Though boys and girls tennis had an exhaustive season, there was a senior girl who set 2 school records. And last but not least, the football team was ranked as one of the top teams in 5A in the WHPL in-state. They were conference runner-up with a 7-1 record. The Wolverines football team qualified for the playoffs for the 28th time in 30 years, making it to the semifinal game for the 17th time in school history. Several seniors received special recognition and scholarships to all levels and were selected to play in various prestigious competitions through the year. It is sadly, however, this year that we say goodbye to Coach Novak after 30 years and 300 career wins. His imprint on this district, students, and especially his players will never fade. Our senior athletes participated in countless competitions in various sports just this year. Their hard work and dedication will pay dividends throughout their lifetime. Keep up the hard work and keep making Woody High proud. And last but not least, artistically, we are outstanding as well. Just come look at our SA hallways and the new mural that you may have seen on the retaining wall as you came in tonight. It is just in its beginning stages, but it will symbolize the diversity and strength that is the common thread in the quilt of our Woodland Hills School District. There are several notable seniors in this year's class that will paint their canvases across the nation and world, but they will always be Wolverines. 3 Gene Kelly Awards for Spamalot this year will forever be displayed thanks to many members of this graduating class. Our bands, instrumental ensembles, and chorus groups make us proud with their amazing performances each year. And though we say farewell to Mr. Crone this year after his amazing dedication to this district, we do not say goodbye, as he will still be haunting the halls at playtime once again, but will not be taunted by the tone of his alarm clock on a daily basis. All in all, I can proudly say, and I think I speak for all of us on stage, that we're confident that we're sending some of the most accomplished, well-rounded individuals into the world. Whether they are going on to college, vocation, or into the workforce, they will represent Woody High well. Congratulations, class of 2017. You did it.
Thank you, Ms. Keeler and Ms. Nagy. At this time, I'd like to call to the podium the president of the Woodland Hills School Board and alumni, Ms. Tara Reese.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of Vice President Belmont and the rest of your school board, we want to wish you the very best as you take the next step in your journey. I met many of you when you were just wee first graders at Schaefer, so I guess you could say I've watched you grow up. I'm so old. I can guarantee you that everyone in this stadium had an experience as either a kindergartner or a first grader that might have been judged harshly and might not have been their proudest moment. Did you know that one of your fellow graduates was involved in the untimely death of the classroom goldfish in kindergarten? She also called 911 when her sister released her balloon. I can tell you, though, that that young lady has grown up to be an amazing ambassador for Woodland Hills, an awesome student athlete, and just recently on stage, she let us all know that no one is really all alone when she's around. It is awe-inspiring to think about what this class has accomplished. You have scored goals with your feet, made serves of steel with strong hands, aced AP tests with your intellect, hit the mark, or actually the bullseye, with sharp eyes, and brought audiences to your feet with your voices. I could go on and on, but we'd be here all night. Suffice it to say that you have made Braddock, Braddock Hills, Chalfont, Churchill, East Pittsburgh, Edgewood, Forest Hills, North Braddock, Rankin, Swissvale, Turtle Creek, and Wilkins very proud. Future classes have some pretty huge shoes to fill. They will be judged on how well they live up to the reputation of this class. Whether it was on a field during any quarter or halftime, a pool, a court, arrange the classroom, a track, a mat, or the stage, you have made your mark as scholars, athletes, performers, Wolverines. So the next time someone contacts me and wants to sit in judgment on Woodland Hills, I'll tell them, go ahead, bring it. And then I'll tell them about the class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. This time, with the members of the chamber choir, please come forward to lead us in the singing of our alma mater.
Joined in bond from day to day, friendships made along the way, ties that bind us like a ring. Alma mater, praise and sing. Sons and daughters, stand up tall. Let thy banner never fall. May she wave in our hearts as we live. We will rise and sing, our voice they will hear. Come as alma mater dear. Many days will pass us by, but the memories never die. Alma mater, dear Woodland hillside.
Thank you. You may be seated. Class, are you ready? Members of the School Board of Directors, Superintendent, Mr. Alan Johnson, I certify that the members of the Woodland Hills class of 2017, as presented to you, have met the requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Woodland Hills School District. I now present this class to you for the presentation of diplomas.
Avram Abramovitz.
Lillian Adams.
Ian Agar.
Brittany Amos.
Move them into the thing. Dakota Andrews.
Kiana Anderson Farrell.
Javon Archie.
Nicole Marie Antolovich.
Ryan Ash.
Ariana Arnett.
Shane Bacote.
Aaliyah Atkinson.
Hunter Bailey.
Zanea Austin.
Austin Balashek.
Barnett.
Zavane Ballgrove.
Raven Bass.
Romello Ballard.
Anaya Bentley King.
Melvin Beasley.
Latasia Berry.
Parker Belanti.
Greta Brooks.
Reese Bennick.
Marion Brooker.
Owen Boyle.
Keith Brown Jr.
This is Bryce. Oh. Bryce Brooks.
Keysandre Brown.
Ursula Buba.
Trevor Boobin.
Michaela Busey.
Trung Kin Bui.
Avery Calloway.
Austin Kale.
Paige Caraway.
Thomas Calvier.
Marquasia Carpenter.
Ellis Cannon.
Iondi Carrington.
Derek Caraway.
Madison Roller Shontus.
Robert Carr.
Latia Clark.
Raymond Childs.
Haley Klaus.
Alexander Kalani.
Maya Cole.
Amir Collins.
Jada Coppage.
Jason Conway. Araya David. Shanti Crumbly. Asia Davis. Ben Curler. Brooklyn Dean. Damon Davis. Griffin Dunn. Tessa Erlinda Douglas. Martell Irvin. Donna Durrett. Maurice Irvin. Michaela Lynn Dyer. Michael Fancher. Caitlin Edinger. Cameron Fennell. Dorisha Ellis. Michael Gillespie. Ariana Esplin. Devin Garrison. Carly Estoshan. Deontay Gaston. Aquela Eith. McKenna Graham. Montana Lynn Farida. Antoine Hamilton. Shabana. Richard Lee Harris. Dawn Elizabeth Forrester. Stephen Harris. Micaiah Foyle. Alexander Havrilla. Mackenzie Freeman. Delaney Garth. Brandon Hickman. Kiara Gary. Maurice Hicks.
Haley Marie Gaughan.
Jawan Hill.
Afaf Ganem.
Marcus Hill.
Alina Greenwade.
Jayante Nair Holman.
Marlena Gregor.
Saeed Holt.
Destiny Guest.
Jerron Hope.
Elisa Hall.
Devon Anthony Howell.
Jasmine Harrington.
Joseph Thomas Hughes Jr.
Niana Harris.
Dominic L. Hudson Pillar.
Lindsay Kathleen Hawkins.
Deshaun Dula J.
Milani Hawkins.
Paul L. Jetter Jr.
Anna Henry.
Bryce Johnson.
Jeremy Jones.
Kenneth Johnson.
Nathaniel Jones.
Madeline Hoban.
Jeremy Joint.
Kalia Hogan.
Jacob Kennedy.
Tiffany Huff.
Malik King.
Caitlin Hautzinger.
Najee King.
Jingay Ikbe.
Robert Korf.
Erica Jefferson.
Kobe Kyles.
Jasmine Joy Johnson.
Kenneth Lee III.
Tiara Johnson.
Malik Love.
Tyree Jones.
Patrick Love.
Alexa Keller.
Andrew Magusiak.
Stacy Nicole Nee.
Matthew Matsey.
Taisha Knox.
Michael McAllister Jr.
Ella Krings.
Marquise McBride.
Justin McConnell.
Emily Lehman.
Sean Mahalik.
Leah Licio.
Hassan Miller.
Alana Ludovici.
Tyrone Milton.
Adeline Masiosi.
Sean Mitchell.
Jasmine Main.
Deshaun Mockabee.
Nilofer Mam Noon.
Amir Moore.
Natalie Matfia.
Isaiah Moten.
Sophia McCullough.
Asheed Waltre Page Jones.
Destiny McLemore.
Quintel Palmer.
Zoe Mihalik.
Christian Parker.
Timara Malet.
Anthony Bryson Perkins.
Kayla Montana.
Brandon Pussatary.
Tabitha Mort.
Marvin Anthony Rawlings.
I'm next up. Miss Keely, you ready for this? I'm next up.
John Robinson.
Deontay Robertson.
Tyrese Robinson.
Alexandra Julia Morozkowski.
Demian Rodman.
Michaela Nash.
Benjamin Rouse.
Ann Wynn.
Lamar Russ Cooley.
Elijah Nichols.
Chance Sterling Russell.
Maya C. Nickens.
Kobe Sanders.
Peggy Phillip.
David Saunders IV.
Catherine Polawashak.
Tyshawn Marshman.
Brianna Quarles.
Brennan Shropshire Simpson.
Rebecca Renner.
Max Sugarman.
Harrison Roberson.
Malik Smith.
Sarah Rodacher.
Rhett Spadassini.
Lisbeth Romero Ramirez.
Steve Stefano.
Caroline Shower.
Gabriel Sunderman.
Olivia G. Sistick.
Raven Smith.
Azradi Smith.
Keandra Stansberry.
Mark Swinney.
Renisha Stocks.
Justin Sapansky.
Nicole Alexis Suprak.
Noah Thiem.
Madison Saminsky.
Damian Thomas.
Shawnquea Taylor.
Demetrius Thomas.
Mikhail Taylor.
Jaquay Thomas.
Kiera Tuggle.
Diamir Turner.
Sierra Ware.
Keandre Washington.
Jada Weems.
Tristan Waterman.
Emily Weisend.
Joseph Watkins.
Cheyenne Shawnee LaRae Williams.
Deshaun Whitted.
Angel Williamson.
Joseph Williams.
Nicole Wilson.
Tyre Willis.
Manaya Wright.
Austin Yosofsky.
Essence Yancey.
Luke Yezevich.